from someone else's labor at a level that even the players aren't benefiting, right? So, and it was, and I guess it got attention because the one of the players told me that the coaches told them not to read articles that I wrote, not because they weren't true, but because they didn't want the players to even start thinking about the money. They didn't want their, pay attention now, pay attention. We're here for economic awareness training, right? Financial consciousness. What they were doing was they were limiting the financial consciousness of the athletes. When they talk about weapons of mass distraction, when they distract the young athlete with the booty and the bling and the fame, they're like, we want you to pay attention to all of that because we don't want your awareness to be on the money. We don't want you to have economic awareness. Do you understand? This is why I chose to do this class, and I wanted to do this every day, and I wanted to do it for free because I really need you to understand this. The goal is to keep you distracted so you're not thinking about the things that actually matter. You're not thinking about the money. So when I was at Kentucky, think about this. Why would the coaches, I mean, Rick Pitino, this multi-million-dollar coach, world famous, I'm a dumb little, not dumb. I was a little graduate student. I was 25 years old. Why would his team and his coaching staff go out of their way to tell their players, don't read articles from Boyce Watkins? Well, because Black intelligence is kind of a scary thing. It's kind of dangerous. It's a threat to the pre-existing system. When you have this guy who knows more about finance than 99.9% of all white people, who's also speaking on all the different ways that you're exploiting the Black community, that becomes kind of uncomfortable for people. That's hard for them to defend. And so through the years, I just kind of remained consistent. I kept speaking on the issue. When I was on the faculty at Syracuse, I would go on CNN and talk about it. And I said, this is an easy topic. This is not a debate. This is not controversial. And what they would always say is they'd say, well, Dr. Watkins, we invited someone from the NCAA to debate you on whether athletes should be paid, but they didn't send a representative. I said, of course they didn't, because they know what they're doing. They're economically aware of the billions and billions and billions of dollars they're getting, while star players, their mothers are sitting at home in the projects. The players can't even buy lunch. They can't even get groceries. But you're raking in billions of dollars. Of course, you don't want to try to defend that. Who can defend this? Yeah, and so really, in fact, it came to a head. That was really interesting. This is way back in the day, 18 years ago. Again, I've been talking about this stuff every single day consistently for 20 something years. In 2006, when I was on the faculty of Syracuse, I got a call from CBS Sports, and they said that we're going to have a special right before the Final Four. We'd like you to be a part of it, where we're going to ask the question, should college athletes be paid? And I remember thinking to myself, I said, why in the world would you do that? I said, if I was in your shoes, I would never have a special like that, because you don't want people thinking about these issues. You don't want their economic consciousness and awareness to be at that level. They're going to start thinking about how much money you're making, and they're going to start counting the monies in your pockets. And so what I realized after they shot it, and when I saw the final product, I said, okay, I get it now. What they were doing was they were engaged in kind of what they do with Black leadership, where you try to control the opposition, right? They said, we're going to lay out the question and we're going to frame the debate in a way where we're going to naturally win. We're going to naturally win the debate because we're going to be the ones who frame the debate, the arena within which the debate takes place, the structure of the conversation, so that the only logical conclusion you can come to is that there's absolutely no way on earth for college athletes to be paid. That's what they do. And this is why economic awareness is so important, because I told you, what is awareness? What is consciousness? It's when you rise to a higher dimension. It's where you don't just focus on trying to win the game. You start asking the higher questions like, well, where did this game come from? Who made the rules? Why are we here anyway? What's really going on here? Do you understand? Because because their economic consciousness was so high, this was CBS Sports. They were signing multi-billion-dollar contracts with the NCAA and agreeing that the athletes will never get any of this money. We're going to buy them lunch and put them in school and all that, make them feel good, but we're going to keep their economic awareness low, and because our economic awareness is high. They're playing checkers, we're going to play chess. They're trying to win the game, we're designing the game. Do you understand? Let me know if you follow this. I get excited and I start yelling when I start thinking about this, because it burns me up a little bit, but I'm very passionate about it, because this is something I've been thinking about for 30 years, really. And so anyway, so we did the special on CBS Sports. It's probably out there on the internet somewhere if you want to watch it. And if you do, you'll notice how rigged it was. It was really fascinating how they rigged it. So what they did was they would have me. I was the one guy in there who said, of course, athletes should be paid. Well, anybody should be paid for their labor. Why would somebody be able to make $1 million from me and then not get any of the money? That don't make no sense, right? So I would say something like that, right? Because it wasn't a hard debate for me. It wasn't like I had to use any brain cells to make that logical point. And then what they would do is after I made my comment, they would stack up two or three people that would all disagree with what I said. Right. And then the other thing they did was they know that it was a racial issue. They know that this was contributing to the racial wealth gap. They know that this is one of the worst, most insidious forms of racism. Economic racism is the type of racism you need to pay attention to, not whether or not the white lady at the grocery store said hello to you that morning, or whether or not this person likes black people or not. I don't care if you like me or not. Give me my money. You give me my money, you can hate me all day. You just sit back, join the haters club, because if you get money, you're going to have haters anyway. So that's fine. You can join the haters club. I will give you a VIP membership to the haters club. Just give me my damn money and stop making me think that somehow you liking me makes my life better or makes me a better person. It doesn't. White people liking you does nothing to change your life. So stop that nonsense. It drives me crazy. So anyway, we got to talk about the money. Economic awareness. So let me tell you about this special. All right. So in this special, they would, because they knew it was a racial issue, here's what would happen. I would make my comment, and every single time after I made my comment, the next person that spoke after me was always, always, always a black man.